So, what companies have government contracts? Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to my Friday Live. I am Karwanna D, and your government contract strategist. I help women and minority small business owners learn how to land massive contracts selling their services to government agencies so they can, of course, grow their business, but have consistent, sustainable income, regular paying customers, and all those amazing things that you can get as a small business owner selling your services to the government. So today, I'm going to share with you all 20 companies that actually have government contracts, right? Just to kind of give you some insight on who's doing business with the government, right? And these are actual companies that most of you will be highly familiar with, and they have government contracts. But I'm pretty sure you probably didn't even think that they had government contracts. So welcome to my live stream. Hello. If you're joining me in the Facebook group, be sure to click on the StreamYard link so that I can see your name. Otherwise, it will just say Facebook user on my end, so I won't know who to address. But if you're joining me also in YouTube or on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell notification so anytime that we come live, you'll be notified and you won't miss the amazing information, tips, and strategies that I share during my Friday lives. So let me know who's here. Go ahead and type in the chat if you are here, and where you are joining us from. Hi, Tracy. Good afternoon. Well, I'm gonna say afternoon because most people are on like the Central or East Coast. I'm noticing, although I am in Pacific Standard Time, so it's still morning here for me. Hi, Serena. How are you? Awesome. So yeah, let me know, who you are. If you're here, let me know that you're here. Say what's up. Go ahead and drop, a hello, in the chat. I do talk back, and let me know where you're joining us from. But also, if you are a government contractor, if you're doing business, like if you are landing contracts, let me know that. If you're a government contractor, let me know that you're a government contractor. Just type GovCon, in the chat. So if you're not and you're interested, type interested because I want to know who you are, who are you, who those are that are getting government contracts. Because you know that it's life changing if you are actually have them. If you're trying to figure it out, it's gonna, just know that it's a process, right? It's definitely a process. But if you want to save time, of course, there's some shortcuts and things that you can do to save time. So here are the people. So we have Antoine from Sacramento, Christina from Cincinnati, uh, Emberly from Dallas, Texas. Hello from Palmsdale. That's Yvonne. We have Christina. Hello. Hey, Chic. We have, of course, Serena from Cali, Trey from Georgia. Hey, Sharita. So, Sharita, hashtag GovCon. Cool. Antoine Jones is interested in learning how to get government contracts. Okay, so Yvonne, interested. Yes, yes. Rochelle Whitty, hello from Texas. Interested in GovCon. I need the shortcuts. That's Emberly. So cool. Yeah. So definitely. If you need the shortcuts, I'm gonna share a link at the end where you can actually get a shortcut to getting access to contracting faster. It's all about time, it's all about saving time. If we can help you save time so you don't have to go through years of trying to figure it out, years of being frustrated with too much information, little application, you know what I mean? All that stuff, then definitely click on the link that I'm going to be sharing at the end, to be sure you book a free strategy call with my team. We have an amazing team here at She's Got Goals. I think we don't have no men. It's all woman empowered. So we have an all woman empowered business. I'm super excited about that. But anyway, hey Aisha. So Tracy is from Chicago. Leslie from Las Vegas. Ashanti's from Shreveport, Louisiana. Cool. I'm from Louisiana too. Born, not raised, but born. So I do often go back to visit my family. And I love it there. I love the food. Raising Cane's is like one of my favorite spots to go to. Of course, New Orleans got the best food down south, period. The best food, hands down. Who we have? Teresa. Hello, welcome, Teresa. Yeah, I'm having a great morning. Hi, Lisi. Hello, Columbus, Ohio. That's Mink from Columbus, Ohio. We have Rose from Texas. Lisi, of course, you from Cali representing. Hey, in fact, I am looking, and I haven't found one. I haven't identified one just yet, but I am looking for a personal chef. So if you know one, if you're in Cali, you know a personal chef or a food prep person, right? Definitely send them my way. Let me know. Give me a referral. We have Crystal Stewart Washington from Monroe, LA. I'm scared that we might be related because like my real last name is Washington. Like my dad's side is the Washingtons. So we have Teresa from Vegas. Isn't it crazy like how you don't know if you're related to people because we're so spread out all over the place? It's crazy. Let me see. Oh my God, Karwanna, a state coordinator, reached out to me directly for a bid opportunity. Congratulations, Sharita. I'm super excited. Like, I already know you got this hands down. And I can't wait until you sign that dotted line and cash out on those contracts. I'm super excited for you. So congratulations. So Lisa said I can prep. Cool. All right, cool. So TJ, good morning. And Trina, oh, it says Trina. Trina from Florida. Hello. I love Miami. That's like one of the spots that I frequent at least twice, if not more, a year, every single year. It's one of my vacation hangout spots. Aisha, congratulations. Yeah, so cool. Aisha says congratulations, Sharita. So cool. I'm really, really excited about y'all. So welcome to my Friday Live. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you all 20 companies, right? You're gonna be familiar and you're gonna be maybe even shocked of knowing that these companies are all doing business with the government. And the reason why I'm going to share companies that you are familiar with and some of the brands that you are familiar with is because I want you to know that this is the secret to their success. So why they don't go out of business, why they don't close down, the secret to their success is doing business with the government. So we're the only ones that are just now finding out how or the fact that we can sell our services and do business with the government. So if you can position yourself, your small business, like an entity, even a sole proprietorship, right? One person, if you can position yourself to be on the same level playing ground as a top brand or one of the top brands, then guess what? That's going to help your brand to elevate. It's going to help you to really grow your business. And so it's like it's really government contracting and the way that they have it designed, especially for the set aside programs and their goals to help small business owners and like how they break down who they identify as small business owners, which includes like women and minorities and LGBT and like all of these different groups that have been traditionally under marginalized, or traditionally marginalized or underutilized in business. It's just amazing that there's opportunities like this that does exist, life-changing opportunities. So last week I shared like some numbers, right? Some real numbers so you can really get a grasp on how simple it is to add just minimum, like to add. We're not talking about having a six-figure business. We're talking about adding, right? Because number one, you want to already be in business making sales, no matter if you're doing that by individual customers or whoever. You want to definitely be making sales, period. So adding an extra six figure or multiple six figures to your business is very easy. So, and I always say, like, and this is like, I didn't have this mindset and I didn't think this way before about business, but I used to think that six figures was a lot of money. But once you get that, really you'll realize just how easy it is. It's just a numbers game. You'll realize how easy it is to get six figures, and how easy it is to have a multiple six figure, even a $500,000 business, if not $1 million business, if you do business the right way, without having to burn yourself out, without having to work 40-hour work weeks, without having to, make your job your life, like, and still maintain a lifestyle where you can breathe, and, explore and travel and do whatever you want to do. It's really easy to do that when you understand how this works and when you understand how business works and how to leverage your time and do things that are long term that really actually works. And so I just think differently, of course, about business now that now that I'm doing business with the government. It's just like so many light bulbs, have gone off. And so if you're in business and you're not making six figures, then guess what? You're leaving so much money on the table. And it's really is not because you're doing something wrong. It's just that you don't know, right? You don't know that you can do something different, right? It's just a one little tweak could really make that difference. And if you're in business for yourself, you should at least be making minimum six figures, minimum, like at bare minimum, you should be at least making bare minimum six figures. If not, something's wrong. Let's fix that, right? And let me show you how to do that. So, hey, Cheryl. Cool. All right, so y'all ready? Y'all ready for my top 10? Well, it's the 20 list. So I'm gonna share with you 20 companies that have government contracts, just so you can have an idea of who's doing business with the government. And perhaps soon, you can do this very soon, like within a 6 month period, like at least 6 to 12 months, if you really, really, really stay focused and stay consistent, like, or shorter or less. I've known people who's been able to do this within weeks, right? You can be on this list. So, hey, AT, so you ready? Okay. So, number one, I don't know um how many states they actually provide services in, because it's always a different service provider or a different brand, but Comcast. So if you're familiar with Comcast, like they're the service provider for cable and internet and telephone services. So guess what? They have a contract with the government. So they're not just doing business with individual households. They have a contract with the government. So they also provide internet and phone and like cable services for government agencies, right? So and when you think about it, it makes sense, right? It makes sense that because the government can't provide their own cable services and their own phone services, everything that they use, they have to contract out. like everything that they use has to be contracted out. So number two on my list is the old faithful Subway. So Subway, so we're talking about Subway sandwiches, okay? So Subway sandwiches definitely has contracts. They're doing business with the government. They do get contracts with the government. In fact, when you think about that, of course, they're food, right? So, but when you think about a mom and pop, maybe shop that does sandwiches or a cafe, whatever, those are the small businesses that don't know that they too can sell their services or their food, or their catering services to government agencies, because they eat. They gotta eat. So yeah, so definitely, so Subway is number two on my list. Number three is and this one I was kind of shocked to see, but Walmart. So Walmart delivery services has a contract with government agencies, of course, delivering products, goods and products, of course, from Walmart, but they're even groceries, So Walmart delivery services, number three. Number four is Uber, and of course, number five is going to be Lyft. So both of them, both Uber and Lyft, also has contracts with the government providing rideshare services, dropping off their employees, and so they actually locked in large, long-term contracts with government agencies to provide those services. So that's number five. Number six is going to be Kroger. Okay, so when you go to the grocery store and like the store brand, food items may have Kroger on it. Like whether I don't even know what Kroger, maybe they do milk or cheese or cereal boxes. I don't know, canned foods or whatever. But definitely, and I've purchased Kroger. I just can't think off the top of my head, like what exactly they sell. But they're food distributor, or maybe a food product. So anyway, so Kroger is number six on my list. Number seven, I not too long ago, I think I want to say it was like within the last year, I met a young lady and locally, she was in the Bay Area, and she had a mobile laboratory, right? Taking blood samples and tests and stuff like that. So you know how when you sign up for insurance, and maybe like a mobile lab person will come to your house to take your blood work and all that stuff. That's what she did. And I'm like, did you know that you can get a government contract doing that particular type of service? She had no clue. So Quest Labs, where we actually go and I actually go to Quest Labs, and they and I always got to tell them, you got to use butterfly needles on me, because those big needles, they do not work. Those big needles for my little tiny veins that are deep and they roll out. You got to use a butterfly needle. So Quest Labs, has contracts with the government. That's number 7. Number 8, the all famous Nike. So tennis shoes, right? So the all famous Nike, of course, they have contracts, and they sell not only shoes but like sport athletic gear to government agencies. So remember when I say if you're in the apparel space, if you're selling clothes, you have a boutique, right? You can actually sell your services to the government. Maybe not what's in your boutique, but they buy clothes, they buy uniforms, they buy athletic gear, they buy shoes, they buy, hard boot shoes or steel toe boots and all that stuff. So if you're in that space, it makes sense to have a portion of your business actually be committed and dedicated to selling those services and those types of clothing items or apparel to government agencies. It only makes sense because guess what? It's only going to help your business, right? It doesn't break your brand. Most of these companies, like Nike, of course, they sell shoes to people, right? But they also sell shoes and athletic gear to the government. It doesn't break their brand at all, right? And so let me see. Somebody say hi, Karwanna. I have so Davita says I have a staffing agency and working on getting my minority certification. So cool, Davita. Yeah, definitely. In fact, I have a new client that's going to be joining my program who does staffing. And I have a client. Actually, I have a client in the program who has a staffing agency right now. So cool. So yeah, you can definitely get contracts. Of course, I'm pretty sure working on getting your minority certifications. Get it done, and it is not really just about having those certifications. Really, there's a process, right? You have to understand what to do with that certification, how to leverage it, how to make it powerful for you. So there's a process. So understand that there's a strategy. It's more to it than just having that, that particular certification, because I've known people that have them and never landed a contract because they don't understand the steps in the process, right? They don't understand the strategy. So you have to understand strategy as well. There's going to be a strategy that you will need to learn. So where did I leave off? So Nike, Amazon. So Amazon, of course, one of the big giants. They have, and you just, when I think about it, like Amazon, in fact, I think Amazon stock maybe be at like, they started off at like $1,000 a few months ago. Now they're up to like 3,300. But guess what? Amazon is like the next. Remember when we had a lot of mom and pop, well, not mom and pop, but smaller stores like Kmart and like Sears and like all of these other Targets and all those smaller stores, right? And then Walmart came and knocked all of them, most of them, put them out of business. So Walmart was that giant. So I feel like Amazon is that next giant because Amazon is everywhere. I mean, they're into everything. They're into delivery. So they're taking over, postal services, so they're into delivery. They're into like I literally did, like yesterday I went grocery shopping on Amazon Fresh and same day delivery. I didn't even know. Like, so they're everywhere. And Amazon is like, they're getting into pharmaceuticals, so you can get your pharmacy drugs and all that stuff. I don't know, prescription drugs. I say pharmacy drugs, prescription drugs and all that stuff filled on Amazon. It's crazy. Like the cosmetics, they sell clothes, they sell shoes. They're everywhere. So Amazon is like that next big giant. And guess what? They sell services to the government as well. So, if you don't have stock in Amazon, I would just at least get a piece of stock. Just even one, so next out on the list, number 10 is Google, right? So Google, of course, they're an internet service provider. They also sell like security software, like all these different things, search engine stuff. But yeah, Google definitely, they're an email service provider. Google is YouTube, they're all related, so and Google owns a lot of online space, of course. So anyway, the number one search engine in the US has a contract with the government. Next, we have another communication service provider. Number 11 on my list is Verizon. Verizon telephone services, of course, government agencies, government agents and agencies, of course, they have to have some type of telephone service or cell phone service or towers and all that stuff. So yeah, they have contracts with Verizon. But also number 12 is Sprint. That's another company that we utilize ourselves. They have contracts with the government. They provide the same type of services or even more like secure, type of course, services to the government. Um, Number 13, I think Ford Motor Company was like Ford was the first vehicle company, right? The first company that designed a vehicle, from my knowledge. The first company that ever put out a vehicle was Ford Motor Company, and so definitely the number one motor capital of the world. Ford Motors, they have contracts, with the government, providing and building, of course, vehicles that are specifically for government, right? Um, we have number 14 on my list is Hertz. So Hertz provides vehicles, right, to government agencies as well. Number 15. This one, I mean, it makes common sense now that I think about it, but I was really shocked to see their name on the list. But Gerber baby food. But it's not like, militants and, the Navy and all those people in government agencies. It's not like they don't have babies and have kids. So Gerber, Gerber food, Gerber Foods, that absolutely is doing business, of course, with the government, right? So they have a contract with the government. So that was number 15. Number 16, I think I shared this once before, but Starkist Tuna, right? So Starkist Tuna is another food company that actually have large, long term and like contracts with the government, that's been doing business with the government for like years upon years. So Starkist Tuna, Tesla. So, I looked, the only reason why I looked that one up, because I was like, well, who's a futuristic, vehicle company? Tesla has their hand in everything when it comes to technology and energy and all these other things. And so it will be befitting for them to have a contract with the government. So they do. They actually do have a contract, with the government. And yes, when you need something for, to build something out in your house, or to fix something, or you need, to install some things or whatever, the places that we go to and that we know, of course, is either Lowe's or Home Depot, right? So Lowe's definitely has a contract, with government agencies, and they provide everything from wood to tools and installation services and all that stuff. So they definitely are number 18 on my list. Number 19, and the reason why, I looked this one up, is because I'm a photographer. I do photographic work. I also do like video production work and all that stuff, media, so I wanted to know, like, what known camera companies have contracts with the government, and I discovered that Nikon has contracts, with the government, selling, of course, lenses and like microscopic type of, lenses and lens cleansers and all these things. And so Nikon, and number 20 on my list is, what do you call that? I want to say a soda company. So basically PepsiCo. So PepsiCo. So Pepsi, and I think Pepsi owns most of the sodas. I'm not really exactly sure, but I think PepsiCo owns most of the different types of sodas that are out there. I think they kind of fall under PepsiCo. So PepsiCo is definitely, a company that has contracts selling sodas, to government agencies, right? So that's my top 20. So Cheryl says, any healthcare? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely healthcare in the healthcare. One of those companies was Quest Labs that I mentioned. There's definitely, see, Rose. Hi, Rose. Says accounting, bookkeeping, tax, payroll services, consulting. Yeah. So those are the services. Those are all services that you can actually sell to the government. So in my top list, right? And I'm just going to do a quick recap of my top list. So we have Comcast, Subway, Walmart, Delivery, Uber, Lyft, Kroger, Quest Labs, Nike, Amazon, Google, Verizon, Sprint, Ford Motor Companies, Hertz, Gerber, Starkist Tuna, Tesla, Lowe's, Nikon, and PepsiCo. So all of those, companies are doing business. Those are very known brands. Those are brands that we use, right? Not only do they sell to consumers, but they also sell to the government. But guess what? The same way that these companies have massive contracts, we're talking about millions of dollars, like 200 million, 300 million, 600 million, 900 million. I don't care if even if it was a half a million to a quarter of a million or $100,000, multiple contracts with the government. The same thing that they utilize, which is an initiative that says the government has to do business with other businesses. Like they can't provide their own food. Like they can't create their own food distribution. Like they have to contract all the services out, right? And they have to be competitive, right? Meaning also that they have to open up the competition to small business owners and micro small business owners and disadvantaged small business owners and all these things. So that's why they create all of these particular programs, right? So the same access that those particular large brands have to do business like that on a massive level, that it's the same opportunities that we have as small business owners. Like, um, and by the way, a small business owner, according to the SBA, the standards is if you have under 500 employees, right? And of course, there's some financial thresholds, but it's like the financial thresholds is in the millions. So just imagine if you haven't even made six figures in your business, you're micro small, you're completely disadvantaged, right? Or even if you've made a half a million, right? You're still considered micro small business. You're considered a micro small business, right? A disadvantaged business, right? Because you cannot compete with a business that has done trillions of dollars in business, of course. And so that's why they have these particular programs. So the same way that they can land massive contracts selling their services to the government is the same way that we have. That it's an even level playing ground. Like these initiatives, they've leveraged a specific initiative, right? That we have the option and ability to leverage that same initiative to go after those type of contracting opportunities. Just like in the movie War Dogs, I mentioned that last week when Noah Hill and his business partner broke business, right? They were just barely not even making money, in their business, but they saw this initiative that says the government has to do a certain amount of business with small businesses, like broke businesses, like disadvantaged businesses, right? And they landed a $300 million contract. That movie is based on a real life story that really happened. And although they ended up doing some illegal stuff, right? There were some tariffs that they violated. They still landed a $300 million contract as a small business. That's life changing. There's also, like, small businesses that are. I recently read an article about a young lady. I can't think of her name, but she landed a $900 million contract, and I think it was for. I want to say it was for something like staffing or HR, something like that. But anyway, the reason why she was able to do that is because of her being a service disabled veteran owned business. So she had her service disabled veteran small business certification. So it's not really just about having a certification, it's understanding the power that you have when you have those certifications, right? And understanding how it works, how the system works, how to leverage your certifications to go after those type of contracts. It could be scary for a small business to think about a $300 million contract, right? Could be scary or not, because maybe you feel like you don't have the capacity, you don't have employees or anything like that. So start small, start with a $1 million contract or $300,000 contract, even a $50,000 contract, and build from there, right? So there's no limit to. Yes, Tracy say I saw her. So Rose, the movie was War Dogs, so check it out, War Dogs. um hey Tracy. Tracy Elman, hi. So yeah, so the movie name is War Dogs. If you haven't seen that, check it out, because and that's the reason why I love watching movies, because they really give you insights to, like, some of those movies is be based on real life stuff. If you pay attention, you'll see, like, they're telling us basically about this initiative. But if you don't know about that initiative, you think that it's just a movie and it's all made up. But no, it's real. It's based off a real life story of how a small business became a $300 million business, like overnight, like literally overnight. And they had to go sell, find weapons, of course, to sell to the military. You can do that. There's all different type of opportunities. Like, I've seen people land contracts for, like, lifting up like pulling out carpet, removing carpet, like carpet removal. So if you're like a consulting agency, right, nothing specific like that says healthcare agency, or nothing specific that says construction, well, maybe construction, but nothing specific that says tax, tax company or whatever, but you're an open consultant, right? And you see a contract like that says, we're going to pay you $200,000 to go remove this carpet. You can bid on that. You can bid on that. Like, you can go say, oh, I'll do that for 150,000, right? Get some, hire your crew, hire a little crew to just go rip that carpet out. But anyway, Leslie, I'm gonna drop it in the chat for you. The name of the movie is War Dogs. So be sure to check that out. Um, just dropped it in the chat. So it's called War Dogs with Jonah Hill. It's on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix right now, but it's on some type of cable company. You can also find it on YouTube. I think they stream the whole movie on YouTube in particular. But anyway, uh, all that said, here's the deal. Like if you are not landing massive contracts, even small contracts that can really significantly impact and change your business, then I highly recommend that you definitely reach out to my team so we can talk about how we can help you get there faster. It's about how to save time. If you don't have 5 years to try to figure it out and try to piece stuff together with free information, right? If you don't have 5 years to try to figure that out and you want to get there faster, you definitely want to connect with my team. So this is where you go. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Qualify for government. Let's see, contracts. I think I put it up there right. So it's www.qualifyforgovernmentcontracts.com. So check it out. Book a free strategy. I mean, it's a free strategy call. It doesn't hurt, to get information. It doesn't hurt to find out if you qualify. It doesn't hurt to find out where you are and how we can help you grow your business. If you're really serious about, taking your business to the next level, this is it. You can do that right here in 2021. I was about to say 2016, but 2021. This is a year where you can really, coming out of a pandemic, right? This is a year where you can really explode your business. By the end of the year, you could be one of those $1 million businesses or more, definitely. But it takes strategy, and it does take work, right? It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a real business that you have to build and work at, right? It takes work. You do have to become more of a CEO and put your business in order. And there's some things that you have to do. So anyway, go ahead and check it out. Schedule a call. You're welcome, Rose. Qualify for governmentcontracts.com. I'm Karwanna D. Thank you so much for joining me today. My tips were what companies have government contracts. If you don't have contracts and you want to, let me know, especially those who typed in that you're interested. Go ahead and schedule a call with my team and we'll check you on the inside. All right. Until next time, see you later. See you on next Friday.